shipwreck, which sits at 33 meters of water and is a beautiful dive here in Bali. Chloe, what did you think?
I absolutely loved it. I think that's my third shipwreck and all of them I've done here, and you got to go on 2 different levels of the shipwreck. There was a sunken car. It was just really, really cool. How did you find it?
It was incredibly intact, so it was really, really cool seeing the ship just sitting there, full of coral, full of fish, full of good people. Awesome stuff.
It's all about the good.
We'll take you for a dive on it. See ya! Today we are diving the Boga shipwreck. The Boga is Bali's newest shipwreck. It was sunk in 2012. It was purposefully sunk, however, they intended to sink it a slight bit shallower than where it is laying now. It kind of sloped down into the sand a little bit, and where it is sitting now in 33 meters of water is its final resting place. This is a Dutch-built cargo ship, which is very cool because a lot of the stuff on the ship is from the original cargo. So there's lots of bottles, there's some used scuba tanks, a couple little statues, and there's a smashed up car on the inside, which you will all see throughout this video. Now it's a 5-minute swim to get from the shore to the shipwreck. So we do that underwater because there's plenty to see in the shallows. And then as we approach the wreck, there's the great big bow standing up tall that you can approach from afar. You come onto the wreck and immediately you can go inside. However, there is plenty to see on the outside of the wreck as well. So we explored a bit of both throughout this dive. Now, on the inside of the wreck, there's lots of light penetration, so you don't need a torch. However, it is quite helpful to have so that you can see all the broken up pieces on the inside, which is quite cool. Despite only being underwater for 11 years, the wreck does have quite a lot of growth on it, which means it does attract a lot of fish. Now, a couple days before we were here, they actually had a mola mola, or a sunfish, pass by the wreck. So we were keeping our eyes out in depths, but a little bit of a spoiler alert, we did not see one, so don't expect to see that in this video. But you can see that it does get lots of different types of marine life on the wreck, mostly small little fish, especially lots of little damselfish which love to play with you, which Jay is going to talk about a little bit later. The wreck is very cool. There's lots to see. It's got heaps of fish life, heaps of coral life. It's got frogfish and lionfish, nudibranchs for nudibranch lovers, and then it's also got its historical background, which is quite cool to see underwater as well. As the Boga shipwreck is 40 meters long, it doesn't have enough for you to stay an entire hour-long dive, which is why it's so good that it is sunk by some very, very beautiful coral reefs, where there are just chock-a-block amounts of fish on these reefs. Lots of anemones, lots of staghorn corals, and lots of healthy life. So for the next few minutes, I'm taking you through the very healthy reef on our way back to shore from the Boga shipwreck. Now, it's quite a cool dive site because, as you may know, where we are in Tulamben, a lot of the diving is shore diving. Now, on this one, you walk along the beach a slight amount, you head to the wreck straight, and then you come back on a diagonal, so it takes you back to where your van is parked, so you have less of a walk on the way back, which is pretty nice. And it's got lots of these fun silverfish in the shallows, which were all feeding together, which was really, really cool to see as well. So I'm going to leave it there, enjoy the rest of the video, see what some of our customers had to say about this, about the Bali trip in general, and how much they love this wreck. See you guys, bye.
I gotta practice a little.
1.
You do a handstand.
Hey!
Okay, wait a minute.
Easy competition, Jake. Easy
Yes, I know. Come on.
It's okay, I'll just wait here.
Hey! All right, forget it. I do have a witness that I can do them eventually.
Hello. I got a cool photo where I was with this wheel and I was like this, and it looks pretty cool.
So we just got out of that dive, Jay. What did you think of it?
It was amazing. I got to tell you, in this case, I think we really lucked out for the current because we were able to get on the lee side of the wreck and be able to like penetrate it without, that much trouble. There was really healthy coral reefs on both sides of the approach of the wreck. So you're kind of like, you're coming up on it. Then you got the bow, which is pretty dramatic, silhouetted in all the water. And you can penetrate, there's like 2 layers in the wreck, and you can penetrate pretty deeply to the bow and the stern, always maintaining an ambient light exit.
Yep.
So in terms of wrecks go, I mean, that was a lot of fun.
And
I got to thank you.
No worries. And you made a friend on the wreck, that on the wheel. What was that doing to you?
Oh, the little damselfish. Oh, my God. That's right. I grabbed the steering wheel. I know it's not called the steering wheel, but she didn't like that. No. She nibbled on my hand, right?
Yeah.
and then I said, no. And then she went after my finger. It's like, so she's got quite a personality.
So she was reminding you who's boss then?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She absolutely was. So I relinquished, as any gentleman would.
Yes. And we're about to jump in for the second dive, so let's go check this out.
Okay. All right.
Wait.